Pisses me off sometimes, dude. Okay. Well, good evening. Eat? What's up? I'm doing my laundry, so that's it, really. About to have lunch. Oh yeah. I hate when this game does this weird shit. End. There you go. Sure. Warzone. Whoa there, buds. Wow. My game crashed and shit. You're over here like, wow. Wow. Never. Yeah, your computer sucks. Okay, thanks. Thanks. Yeah. Fuck is this shit? Fuck? What are you talking about? Checking for updates so I can go into the game and die. I mean, that's honestly all I ever do. No, but the difference is that mine's not supposed to be fucked up. Yeah. It's alright, I'll get it figured out. I see a lot of price drops. They're going up and down and shit. I'll be able to get what I want soon. I'll figure out a way to get it. Oh. Yeah. Oh, it's magic. Maybe. Thank you. Yes. We're gonna have some fun. Fetching store info. Yeah, like, 'cause that's totally irrelevant to the game. Ain't that the guy from Call of Duty Mobile? I know. This is it. That's not what I want. Do. So what's up? How's work going? We're gonna get ready. We're gonna prep up. We're gonna go into this match. We're gonna wreck motherfuckers. So we got him now. Busy as always. Oh, yeah. This gun's trash. We gotta build a good gun real quick. I mean, if we can. If we have the stuff to do it. Fuck, my skin's so dry. Alright. We're going in for the solo. I think we're gonna play some Fortnite tomorrow. Hell yeah. Already been sitting here like 15 minutes. Probably got to, Nick sent me a GIF. I don't understand it.
Check your gear and weapons. We go soon.
We go soon into the abyss.
Enemy dropping into the AO. Time's over. Stand by for deployment.
How many times did I reload? It wouldn't let me reload, man. That's some fine. All those people right there, my frames are just crumbling. Error. Alright. Fields, mines, arsenal, docks, or beachhead. You pick. Come on, pick. We're running out of time. Fields, ruins, arsenal, mines, docks. Fields? Okay. Come on, buddy. Village? Where the fuck did the field go? Time out. Oh, you're the worst.
Bounty contract here. Setting on destination.
How?
Kill all targets. Go. Gas is right on your tail.
Oh, we haven't played in a while. Oh, jeez. Oh, that fucking bush just scared me. I thought it was a person. Oh, I jumped.
Enemy UAV active.
That was close. That was close. We're going in. We want the smoke. Did my game just crash? Wow. We might just chill now. Say fuck it. I can't say I necessarily like Warzone right now. Like, it's better than it was, but it's not. It's not like wonderful. Yeah, it is better. It is better. Let's see what we got right now. We gotta swap over to just chatting. It don't matter, we're just chilling tonight. I just want to hang out and talk. Ooh, freaking out Godfall. I forgot all about that. Nemesis. Oh, that's lame. You lamed out on me, buddy. I don't like it. Dark, The Escapist, The Cycle, Tharsis. Oh, yeah. We'll find it. We'll find something fun. Store page. Let's check this out real quick. Wonder what this stuff is. Ooh, I really want this game when it comes out. Nah. Open up this poppy. Oh yeah. Damn you. Check out the store. Bit runner? Bit burner? Oh, okay. Top sewer. Free. Haha. Nothing beats free. Battle Royale. Okay. Hey, boy. Yeah. The menu's different. Oh, still 1,000 people. Maybe we'll just pop some Final Fantasy up. Crab game is free? I don't know. What crab game? I didn't even look. Strangeness in the Smokies. I just want to see something creepy. It's back again. Oh. Oh. The dryer stopped. Let me go do the laundry. Actually, let me close my door all the way. Ah. I want to see something scary. Oh, damn it, damn it, damn it. Gaming computers, ghosts. Give me what I want to see. Fuck it. Fuck it, fuck it, fuck it, fuck it, fuck it. Let's see if we can even get live, dude. If not, get live. Get online. If we can't get online, that's not that bad. It is what it is, my friend. So, whatever. Let's just scroll to YouTube. Wah, 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 wah. Yo, Health Cafe victory. Dude. Beeple gifts, Joe. I thought Beeple was a term. I didn't even know it was a person until I read that. And now I feel a little dumb. Ah. Ooh. I don't see anything that stimulates my mind. Show me your genitals. Show me your genitals. Scrolling. We're scrolling till we find something.
There's nothing more important than your family's health. Aetna Better Health of Illinois supports you and your loved ones with free after-school care and clothes for kids.
Now, how could you resist a smile like that? This interesting-looking gentleman is Satoshi Uematsu, a young man who...
Three bizarre mysteries that belong in the Twilight Zone. Okay. The LA Iron Man.
Jetpacks. They're every kid's fantasy. Who didn't dream about soaring through the skies in one of these things, like our old pal Dexter? The one with the lab. But although jetpacks do indeed exist, they're still quite basic in what they can achieve, and we're a long way off from being able to fly safely alongside airplanes, thousands of feet in the sky. Or are we? As you're about to hear, somebody may already be doing just that. On the 30th of August, 2020, the aircraft control tower of Los Angeles International Airport received a rather unusual radio transmission. It was from American Airlines, Flight 1997, and the transcript of the message reads as follows. Tower, this is American 1997. We just passed a lone man flying off our left side, maybe 300 yards or so, about our altitude. The aircraft controller must have assumed he had misheard the pilot, but just minutes later, he received another transmission, this time from a Utah-based SkyWest pilot who confirmed the original report. Tower, I think we just saw the guy passing us. I think he's wearing a jetpack. A few months later, an LA Police Department helicopter crew spotted what appeared to be a balloon floating in the skies above Beverly Hills. On closer inspection, the balloon appeared to depict the Nightmare Before Christmas character, Jack Skellington. It had obviously escaped from a Halloween party at some point a month prior, and had been floating above Los Angeles ever since. Since rumors of a jetpack-wearing daredevil were well known amongst aviation circles, the helicopter crew believed they had just solved the mystery. Given the speed at which commercial jetliners travel, it was possible that all of the pilots just got a glance of this balloon and mistook it for a man wearing a jetpack. After all, the balloon's behavior seemed remarkably similar to that of their mystery jetpacker, so the balloon and jetpack man were probably one and the same. With the mystery of the LA jetpacker believed to be solved, Californians simply went about their business. Yet it wasn't long before another reported jetpack sighting reignited people's faith in the improbable. On the 14th of October, the pilot of China Airlines Flight 006 reported seeing a flying object like a flight suit jetpack at around 6,000 feet. This encounter wasn't nearly as well publicized as the others, but when reached for comment, the pilot very firmly stated that this was not some errant party balloon, insisting that he was experienced enough to know the difference between a cartoon skeleton and an actual human being. Then, on the 21st of December, a flying instructor with the LA-based Sling Pilot Academy was making a routine flight near Palos Verdes and Catalina Island. When he reached around 3,000 feet, he spotted something on the horizon, prompting him to immediately switch on the plane's front-facing video camera. The footage he recorded was posted to the Academy's Instagram account, and apparently confirmed the existence of what some called the LA Iron Man. It appears to show a jetpack.
This is
the
not what I
report's
was
caption
expecting.
reads, but it could also be a drone, or some other object. If it really is a guy in a jetpack, then it remains to be seen whether it's a legal test flight, or if it's related to the recent jetpack sightings near LAX. Slowly but surely, what was once a silly rumor was turning out to be very, very credible. Jetpack sightings dwindled around the turn of the new year, and Californians would have to wait until July of 2021 for their next sighting. But by that point, it seems not only had the existence of the jetpack man been confirmed, but he had become something of a normalized nuisance to the pilots of LAX, because on the 28th of July, a pilot reported seeing a flying object that looked a lot like a man flying a jetpack, hovering off the Californian coast at approximately 5,000 feet. One Boeing 747 pilot called into the radio control tower to report a, quote-unquote, possible jetpack man in sight.
Hey mom, hey dad, everybody, I'm doing good in Kajaki, Afghanistan. The boys are taking care of me. I just want y'all to know I love you, and can't wait to come home.
That's the wrong building.
The control tower then relayed this information to the pilot of SkyWest Flight 326, asking him if he had seen the unidentified flying object. "We were looking," the pilot responded, "but we did not see Iron Man. I repeat, did not see Iron Man." The control tower then beamed a message out to every pilot in a 100-mile radius, telling them, "All aircraft, use caution for the jetpack. He's just north of the final, around 5,000 feet at Gate C." These sightings become all the more credible.
What up,
as we
Thor?
learn that humanity is
How are
already
you?
in possession of jetpack technology. However, there are only a handful of companies that actually make jetpacks. One of these companies is owned by former Swiss Air Force pilot Yves Rossi, but his particular prototype requires him to be hoisted in the air by a helicopter or balloon before he can take off. California-based company Jetpack Aviation has created 5 jetpacks that can be worn in a similar manner to backpacks. Yet, as chief executive David Mayman has insisted, none of them are for sale. David added that his company's jetpacks are technically capable of reaching heights of 15,000 feet, but due to fuel constraints, prototypes can only safely reach about 1,000 or 1,500 feet. In his words, to fly up to 6,000 feet from the ground, to fly around for long enough to be seen by China Airlines and then descend again, you'd be out of fuel. Honestly, it's more likely an electric drone, perhaps one with a mannequin attached. But a functional jetpack at those altitudes? I'd have to see it to believe it. Despite David's skepticism, Thomas Anthony, director of the USC
I'm doing good.
Aviation
I just
Safety
been
and
practicing
Security
making
Program, is considerably less skeptical.
better edits.
We know for a fact that
So
these
I
things
started,
exist, and people in that community will know who has bought these packs, he said.
I'll slowly be
If someone
trying
is doing
to
this, they're
add
going to
things
have
to the
take
stream.
off and land somewhere, and there's going to be noise.
Like I'm gonna
find
structure
them
the
eventually.
stream. You know what I mean?
Thomas also went on to say that he doubts the culprit is using an airport to take off, and advised investigators to search secluded industrial spots for clues, such as those around the industrial city of Vernon. Yet as much as the jetpack sightings have captured the public's imagination, Thomas Anthony insists that his interest is more than just recreational. You see, large civilian airliners are designed to withstand getting hit by small objects, but a big metal object getting sucked into an engine? That's a considerably more dangerous prospect. As one aviation expert said, the engines aren't designed to consume something large and metal, or something with fuel that's going to burn or explode. That could be potentially catastrophic for an airplane. You could potentially have an engine explode and bring down the airliner, and potentially hundreds of people could die. Given the number of eccentric millionaires that call Los Angeles home, it doesn't seem entirely out of the question that a functional jetpack might fall into the hands of a wealthy adrenaline junkie. If you had the time, the money, and the courage, why not experiment with the cutting edge of aviation technology? Still, if there really is a person flying around alongside airplanes, it's not just his own life that he's putting at risk. If you happen to be soaring through LA's blue skies, I hope for your sake you don't encounter the Iron Man.
Basically, I'm gonna structure my streams around making YouTube videos. That's what I'm gonna start doing. Hell yeah! Like that's what I initially like set out to want to do. A lot of things just kind of got in the way of like trying to figure out how to use YouTube. But yeah, I'll be trying to drop videos every 1 to 2 days.
With a population of just under 2 million, the North Vietnamese province of Tay Binh is one of the country's most unique and well-known regions. With its name meaning Great Peace, Tay Binh is essentially a distinct, cultural island, separated from its neighbours by the Great Red River Delta. Yet, Tay Binh is also the home of the Tram family, who, in 2002, fell victim to a mysterious and terrifying phenomenon. The Trans were essentially your average rural Vietnamese family, with 4 different generations all living under one roof. The head of the family, 65-year-old Tran Van Rang, was the father of 8 children, 2 of which had young families of their own. They made their living farming rice, and business was so good that the family were eventually able to construct a second house, right next to their original one. This was a huge point of pride for Tran Van Rang, who saw no greater purpose in life than to care for those who needed him. To the Trans, the future seemed bright. Yet no one could have foreseen the darkness that was about to befall them. According to Tran Quoc Viet, one of the family's eldest sons, the horror began when his younger brother commenced construction of the new family home. Just days after the work started, the family's cattle suddenly became ill. Not long after that, the remaining livestock seemed to collectively lose their minds. Pigs, ducks, chickens, they all went absolutely berserk. They fought amongst themselves and ran into solid concrete walls as if they were terrified by some unseen presence among them. Some noted that the animals appeared to be foaming at the mouth as if afflicted by rabies. Yet there was simply no way that the rabies virus could spread that quickly between animals that had been sequestered into separate paddocks. One by one, the creatures fell, and within just a matter of hours, all except for one of his younger brother's animals had collapsed and died. This one creature, a duck, seemed to be the only living thing immune to this mysterious plague. Within a few days, the same horrifying fate befell their parents' cattle, too. It was nothing short of a complete catastrophe, as almost all of the family's wealth was tied up in their livestock. Yet these animal deaths were only the beginning. The family's eldest son, Tran Van Viet, was probably the most successful of the Tran siblings. He already owned a house of his own, had a 5-year-old son, and was described by all as a healthy young man in the prime of his life. But soon, Tran Van Viet began to suffer from mysterious pains, and after they failed to subside, he was admitted to hospital. Frustrated doctors performed test after test, but they simply couldn't determine what was wrong with him. After a while, Tran Van Viet found he was too weak to work, and soon began to display horrifyingly similar symptoms to those suffered by the livestock. Van began foaming at the mouth and suffering intense seizures, but still his doctors failed to offer a logical explanation. Tragically,
Yeah, so what would you like to
would
see
pass away
as far
in
as
2002, leaving his
future
wife, widow,
content?
and his child fatherless. His death hit the family hard, and when the same bizarre symptoms were spotted in Van's surviving relatives, the psychological effects were almost as devastating as the physical. Tran Van Rang was haunted by his son's death and began drinking heavily. Yet the more he drank, the more his health deteriorated. And barely a month after Van Viet's death, Van Rang would also fall victim to the same violent seizures that took his son. Now 2 of the Tran family had fallen victim to the same mysterious disease. 3 months after Van Rang's death, and in line with Vietnamese customs, 4 generations of the Tran family travelled out to the cemetery in which their former patriarch was buried, with the intention of performing a memorial ceremony. Among the congregation was Tran Van Ut, as well as Tran Van Ut's young son, who joined in mourning his deceased grandfather. Suddenly, the young boy collapsed, and right in front of his grandfather's grave, the child began to suffer the same heavy convulsions that killed Van Rang. He turned purple before frothing at the mouth, and within just a few minutes of the episode commencing, he was dead. In the days that followed, 3 additional members of the Tran family would be rushed to hospital. The Tran mother, Nguyen Thai Dao, passed away during this period, suffering the same horrific symptoms as her departed son and husband. Tran Van Ut soon joined his son in death, his grief rendering him physically incapable of fighting off whatever terrifying illness had gripped his entire family. Tramvenet's wife was completely and utterly heartbroken and moved away from Tai Bin in an attempt to escape her boundless grief. Yet, when she did, she noticed something curious.
Your family's
Oh,
health
this looks
matters,
creepy as fuck.
especially now. At
Just
Mandela
content.
Health of
Like,
Illinois
what would you
supports
like to see
every
as
step
far
of
as
the
the
way.
video goes, like on stream? Doesn't necessarily have to be a game. It can be a game. I'm broke, so I can't promise a game.
I will know their greatest fear. I will know your greatest fear. Wake up, Joseph. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake
What is
up,
this,
wake
dude?
up, wake
What the fuck?
Hello, Internet! Welcome to Film Theory, the show that's contractually obligated to never sleep again. Thankfully, I know just the thing to help with that, the Mandela Catalog. A terrifying series of 6 videos here on YouTube that are guaranteed to give you nightmare fuel for weeks. Produced by Alex Kister, the Mandela Catalog is the latest and greatest example from the increasingly popular world of analog horror. Think Local 58, Gemini Home Entertainment, The Walton Files. Apparently, there was just something about the 1980s that was utterly terrifying. Oh no, those shoulder pads, they're so big!
Some
Is that thing a
badass
cell
fighting.
phone or a brick?
Okay.
Kill it with fire! Ex-President Ronald Reagan? No, get back, I can't handle your trickle-down economics. Anyway, all joking aside, the Mandela Catalog tells its terrifying tale through a series of 1980s and 90s era VHS tapes, all originating in the mysterious Mandela County where children have started to go missing and a mysterious intruder is breaking into local homes. But what begins as a few simple home videos quickly descends into a tale of kidnapping, body swapping, religious conspiracy, and metaphysics. This one is gonna get dark, friends, so buckle up while we try to crack open the unholy horrors that exist inside the Mandela Catalog. It's hard to say exactly where we should start the series, considering the first posted video isn't the one that the creator suggests watching first. But this upload, Overthrown, does set up our key theme, so I think starting here still makes the most sense. In it, we're presented with an animated version of the birth of Jesus coming specifically from a video series called The Beginner's Bible. And yeah, it gives you the classic tale of an angel Gabriel descending from heaven.
Tips on how to win the game. Alright. That's horrible for me because I don't I don't win. So I guess I gotta learn how to win. Oh shit. Oh, dude, got a scab. I don't see no scary shit. What do you want from me? What do you want? Yeah, earlier we were gonna play some Warzone and fucking I figured I'll just do a short stream. I'm doing my laundry, like I'm getting my bed cleaned up, you know. Probably gonna keep getting used to doing like a little like early morning stream and then stream again at night, you know, just to break them up. But then we'll probably go back to like going back to like 10-hour streams at night or day. Well, that's a maybe. Maybe not 10-hour streams. That's only if I can figure out like enough content to like last 10 hours, 5 days in a row. Cause I've been like, I got it up on my dry erase actually fell, but I wrote shit down on my dry erase. I've been thinking about it slowly. I don't know if I'll start like tomorrow. That's what I gotta do is set a date. Tomorrow I'm gonna take a bunch of pictures for thumbnails and shit, you know, stuff like fucking like that. Fucking I had to fix the camera. Like these, I gotta start taking a bunch of pictures like this. And I basically just gotta do that. And, well, there's more. There's a lot more. I finally think I got, like, you know, I don't understand the whole thing, but I think I understand, like, each part of what gets you clicks in the algorithm as far as, like, family hunted by a pack of unidentified creatures. You know, like I figured it out. Now I just gotta put all the pieces together. All the pieces that I know. You know, I gotta make them all cohesive and work. 13 Huggy Wuggy sightings caught on tape.
Fronting a toy factory, Huggy Wuggy is the main antagonist of the game Poppy Playtime. And online, people are claiming to have sighted the creature in real life. Let's take a look at these 13 Huggy Wuggy sightings caught on tape. Number 13, apartment sighting. This footage was filmed by Nikita Evdokamov. A larger-than-life-size Huggy appears outside his apartment window. You can see his double set of teeth as he peers inside, towering far above the ground below. He must be at least a dozen stories tall. Its movement looks much more realistic than some of the others on this list. It also appears this creature is much taller than 13 feet. Number 12. Here I am. Don't you hate when monsters materialize out of nowhere? This scary video sees Huggy Wuggy appear in this Russian YouTuber's home. Ruslan and his friend are watching the security footage from various cameras posted up around
This
his
is
house.
such bullshit.
After losing rock, paper, scissors, Ruslan's friend heads to one of the rooms to lure Huggy Wuggy from his hiding place, and it works.
Воу, как ты там? О, shit! Ребята, вот он, вот он!
The animated toy appears in his 13-foot tall form.
Что? Ребята, посмотрите на размер Huggy Wuggy.
Stunned
What's
for a
wrong
moment
with
before
people?
In the morning, Huggy Wuggy actually shows up.
He believes someone dressed as Huggy Wuggy lives here and pops out to scare people. Let's see if he's right. After walking along the dirt path through the spooky forest for a bit, he hears a strange purring noise.
Sir, do you hear that? I think I hear something actually.
Turning around in the darkness, the cameraman thinks he spots him. He starts running down the path, which is when this happens.
Oh no, is that him behind?
Again, the timing of this jump scare has me wondering if this actually happened or not. Did he live, or did he become Huggy Wuggy? Throwing sticks, the man responds with his own throw. Sometimes it looks like Huggy Wuggy's feet aren't always touching the ground, but showing the creature from multiple angles does make it more realistic. I just wish we could have seen how it ended. Amongst all the construction supplies, Vova spots Huggy Wuggy as the creature streaks past.
Пока не вижу его.
Video's audio. They push pause and listen.
Oh no, no.
Is that the? That's. Yeah, that sounds like. That's what I was reading from the book. Remember? Yeah, that like chant or whatever.
They can't find where the song is coming from, but then remember, they have a Ring camera on their front door. They bring up the footage on their phone and find that Huggy Wuggy is on his...
Bro, these are stupid.
Godzilla. As we've seen in this list, not all sightings are 13 feet in size. It's Justin Figs is examining some drone footage of a city, explaining that he'd recorded some sightings of Huggy Wuggy. In the first sighting, Huggy is seen standing a dozen stories tall, running right down the middle of a city street.
Yeah, see? Look, look! Look how big he is, bro, and then he just disappears.
As with most Huggy viewings, his drone camera glitched for a moment before he spotted it, and then it happened again.
Hold it, wait for it, and it happens again. Look. Oh, boom!
As the drone was rounding a corner, who should jump out from nowhere but Huggy Wuggy itself? I'm thinking this one is CGI based on its movements, but nevertheless, encountering anything like this must be absolutely...
I don't know, bro.
All those people are just straight fucking wieners. What the fuck? That was so funny. I don't even know what to say right now. We're going. Who needs to know 101 facts about the CIA? Yo. What happens when you bend an Elgato cam link? Wait. I had sex and it was gross. What the fuck? Who says shit like that? Do, 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 do. Hmm. You guys got any suggestions? What's scary out here? None. I see. This keyboard should not sound this good. That's hilarious. That was Firestar. That game was awesome. That game was fucking awesome. Ghosts.
As you know, it is the holiday season. I thought it would be great if I made a video for you guys detailing what I would buy the gamer in my life, all available from Best Buy. This is the Logitech Pro X Super.
Coming in at number 5, we have the Tallman family's bunk beds. So the item itself doesn't sound very scary because it's just a bunk bed, but it was the source of intense terror and trauma for the Tallman family. In 1987, Ali and Debbie Tallman bought a bunk bed from a secondhand store and brought it to their home in Horicon, Wisconsin. They stored the bed in the basement until one day they decided to move it upstairs. From the moment someone slept in the bed, an evil entity was unleashed into their home and all hell broke loose. Their children, who were usually healthy, began falling sick for no apparent reason. The radio in the bedroom with the haunted bunk bed would turn on. The kids reported seeing a menacing old woman with long black hair and a fiery glow. Doors slammed open and they heard disembodied voices from empty rooms. Strange paranormal occurrences were running rampant. As the haunting intensified, the Tallmans enlisted their pastor for help with the dire situation. The pastor said that he felt the presence of evil and blessed their home. This was to no avail, and the Tallmans unfortunately continued to be tormented. In a fit of frustration, Alan shouted at the entity to pick on him and not his children. Challenge accepted because shortly after he witnessed the orange glow of fire inside his garage with red eyes staring at him through the window. Then one night while sleeping in the kids' room to protect them, a fog manifested out of the floor. It morphed into flames with green eyes and a voice spoke out of it telling him, "You're dead." Enough was enough and the Tallmans fled their home. The bunk bed was then buried in a landfill so no one would have to go through what the Tallman family did. The house still stands today and reports of paranormal activity ceased once the bunk bed was removed. Coming in at number 4, the Bassinet Vase. Most people wouldn't mind being gifted a vase from Italy, especially one cast from silver in the 15th century. But the Bassinet Vase is said to be extremely haunted and cursed. The vase was apparently gifted to an Italian bride on her wedding night who lived in a small village close to Napoli. Her big day was ruined, however, when she was found dying on the floor with the vase in her hand, swearing to get revenge. The vase was then passed down to people in her family. With each new owner came another mysterious death, so the family locked it away. In 1988, the Bassinet Vase was found with a note inside that read, "Beware, this vase brings death." Ignoring the warning, the vase was then sold at an auction. 3 months later, the new owner was dead. The owner after that died 2 months later. After a string of mysterious deaths, the police decided to bury the vase somewhere no one would find it. It's said to still be hidden away even today. Whether the vase was cursed or it's the angry spirit of the bride, that's up for debate. All I know is that I'm glad this haunted relic is no longer in circulation. Coming in at number 3, Robert the Doll. Residing behind a glass barrier in a Florida museum is Robert the Doll. This little guy is one of the most haunted dolls in the world, and I think we can all agree that he's absolutely terrifying. While his little sailor outfit is cute, his worn and torn face is something only a mother could love. He's so haunted that he's said to cause car accidents, broken bones, divorces, and a plethora of other misfortunes. If you dare disrespect the doll by taking its picture without permission, he will curse you. This is why his exhibit is littered with letters from people begging for forgiveness. But before the century-old doll was confined to a life behind a protective barrier, he belonged to Robert Eugene Otto, who went by the name Gene. Gene's grandfather bought him the doll in Germany, and the pair were inseparable. Strange things started happening. Gene began having full-blown conversations with the doll. Many nights the family would be woken up by his screams, only to find a frightened Gene surrounded by overturned furniture and scattered toys. He insisted that Robert did it. Things would move around the house and stuff would break. Again, Gene insisted that Robert did it. His parents were skeptical but also unnerved by the strange events going on in the house. Even people who passed by the Otto house in Key West, Florida, claimed to see the doll peering out the window at them. Although Robert the Doll is now locked away in a museum, his apparent ability to curse people is still strong as ever. Those brave enough to visit him are urged to be careful, or else they might find themselves cursed by the haunted doll. Coming in at number 2, we have Dybbuk Box. Known as the most haunted object in the world, this vintage wine cabinet is locked in a glass box at Zach Bagans' Haunted Museum. In fact, you have to be over 18 and sign a waiver just to set eyes on it. In Jewish folklore, a Dybbuk is a malicious spirit with the ability to possess living people and use them for evil. These spirits can be trapped inside of a box to prevent this, which is why the Dybbuk box is supposedly home to an evil entity. The Dybbuk box was listed on eBay several years ago and it became a sensation. The seller, Kevin Manis, claimed to have purchased it from the estate of a woman who survived a World War II concentration camp. The woman's granddaughter, who was absolutely terrified of the box, warned him that her grandmother said it held the spirit of a Dybbuk. Following his purchase, Kevin experienced a series of terrifying unexplained events. He would have nightmares of an old hag who would brutally attack him, and then wake up covered in bruises. His mother also apparently suffered a stroke after opening the Dybbuk box. He decided to get rid of it for obvious reasons, and it eventually ended up in the hands of Zach Bagans for his museum. Museum goers can look at the Dybbuk box but can't touch it, and for good reasons. Post Malone did a private tour of the museum with Zach and found himself cursed by the evil spirit. Zach removed the protective glass around the haunted wine cabinet and decided to place his hands directly on it. Post Malone then touched Zach's shoulder, and that's all it took. In less than a month, his private jet was forced to make an emergency landing, his house was broken into by armed robbers, and then he got into a car accident. Safe to say that is one haunted relic that should stay locked away forever. And finally, in at number 1 we have Annabelle. In the number 1 spot is a doll so haunted, so notorious, and so creepy that she's had 3 horror movies made about her. The real Annabelle isn't actually a wide-eyed porcelain doll, but an innocent-looking Raggedy Ann who...
These sound way more scary than like any of those like fake like videos we see. Just the description of these items makes me go like, oh, that's weird. Yeah, they're straight creepy.
who lives at Ed and Lorraine Warren's occult museum. But don't be fooled by her unassuming look. She's considered extremely haunted and dangerous. So haunted, in fact, that she permanently resides in a wooden box with a copy of the Lord's Prayer and a label reading, "Warning, positively do not open." In true Hollywood fashion, Annabelle's origin story was altered quite a bit. The real story of Annabelle started with 2 nurses who lived together as roommates in the 70s, when one was gifted the doll by her mother. Soon after, the girls began noticing that Annabelle would move on her own, finding her sitting in a different position and even in different rooms. The haunting escalated when they found parchment paper with the words "Help me" written in crayon scattered around their place. The girls didn't even own parchment paper. After more unexplained events, they decided to contact a medium who told them that the spirit of a 6 or 7-year-old girl named Annabelle died in the area around their apartment complex and was living inside of the doll. Things only got worse and Annabelle became violent with Lou, a boyfriend of one of the nurses. He claimed to have been strangled by the doll while sleeping and even suffered 7 claw-like slashes on his body after throwing her across the room on a separate occasion. Annabelle is known to be violent with people who dare to taunt her. Ed Warren believes that the doll is responsible for at least one death, that of a museum goer. According to the late paranormal investigator, a young man and his girlfriend visited the occult museum. Stupidly, the man decided to mock Annabelle by tapping on the glass and telling her to scratch him like he scratched Lou. The couple was kicked out and the man died approximately 3 hours later when he lost control of his motorcycle and hit a tree. Although the Raggedy Ann doll is locked away behind a wooden box, complete with the Lord's Prayer, it seems that Annabelle's evil prowess simply cannot be contained. In at number 5, we have the Hope Diamond. Encrusted in this 45-carat dark greyish blue diamond is said to be an extremely deadly curse. It's absolutely beautiful and the name inspires warm, fuzzy feelings, but its checkered past makes you question why it's called the Hope Diamond at all. The brilliant cushion cut stone is surrounded by a pendant comprising 16 white diamonds and a chain with 45.
I don't even know what that
it's
means,
fit for a king,
man.
probably
What?
because it used to belong to one. But before King Louis XIV of France got his royal hands on it, it apparently came from a mine in India. For many years there was speculation that the incredible diamond was stolen from the eye of a Hindu statue, Indiana Jones style. It was said that the man who stole it was torn to pieces by dogs. There's no solid evidence of this, but the story of a deadly curse that plagued the diamond's owner certainly stuck. Over the years it was stolen, sold, recut, and did a lot of owner hopping. One thing apparently kept happening, however: people associated with the Hope Diamond would die. King Louis died of gangrene, and all of his legitimate children but one died in childhood. Marie Antoinette allegedly wore it, and we all know what happened to her. A man named Wilhelm Fors recut it in the 1800s, and his son ended up murdering him. More owner hopping and more death occurred until American jeweler Harry Winston purchased it and donated.
You take 60,000 steps a week if you work in healthcare, which is why it's time to step into 12 hours.
donated the diamond, probably out of the kindness of his heart, or possibly because it was haunted. Is the diamond actually haunted and cursed by the Hindu idol it was stolen from? Who knows? Today, the Hope Diamond and its lavish setting, worth over $350 million by the way, is locked up at the Smithsonian behind bulletproof glass. Thanks to its casing, the curse seems to have died down, for now anyway. In at 4 we have the Rain Woman. I don't know why anyone would want to own this piece of art strictly because of how creepy it is. Seriously, it's so uncomfortable to look at. The Rain Woman was painted by Ukrainian artist Svetlana Telets, and how this painting came about is unnerving to say the least. The artist apparently always felt like something or someone was always with her, just silently watching over her. One day, sitting in front of a blank canvas, Svetlana had the sudden urge to draw a woman, as if someone was guiding her hand. She said that the contours of her face, the shades, the colors, everything, she could see every little detail. The haunted painting was then put on the market and sold, but kept being returned by the different buyers. The first lady to purchase the Rain Woman promptly returned it, stating that she felt like there was someone else in her apartment with her. Buyer number 2 followed suit, complaining of a shadow woman at night tormenting him and driving him to the edge of madness. The third buyer, a self-proclaimed skeptic, also returned it after seeing a lady with white eyes everywhere. Haunted or not, this painting is certainly creepy and not something I'd want hanging in my house. In at number 3 we have Thomas Busby's Stoop chair. Okay, so technically this haunted item isn't locked away per se, but simply hung up high in a museum in the UK to avoid any more deaths. Don't worry, I'll explain. The death chair is said to be plagued by a 300-year-old curse bestowed upon it by murderer Thomas Busby. In 1702, Busby brutally murdered his father-in-law for apparently sitting in his favourite chair without permission. He was convicted and sentenced to death, but before his final moments, he was granted a last wish. Of course, he chose to have a drink in his favourite chair. According to local legend, he said minutes before his execution, "Death shall come swiftly to anyone that dares to sit in my chair." Death came to him as he was promptly hanged, but it also came to those he wished it upon. For years, people who dared to sit in Busby's death chair would meet a grim fate. A chimney sweeper, numerous World War II soldiers, and a man staying at the Busby Stoop Inn are all among the victims of this centuries-old hex, but trust me, there are more. Tired of accidents being linked to Thomas Busby's oak chair, it was donated to a museum where it still is today. Rather than locking away the historic relic altogether, they decided to hang it high on the wall so that no one would ever suffer from it again. Coming in at number 2 we have the Woman from Lem statue. Dubbed the Goddess of Death, the Woman from Lem statue is said to be a depiction of a fertility goddess. So how did it go from a goddess said to bring life to one that takes it away? Well, you can thank another deadly curse for that. This ancient haunted relic was unearthed in 1878 in Lem, Cyprus, but its origins are much older than that, dating back to around 3500 BCE. The statue was carved from pure limestone, which has an interesting tie to the supernatural. Experts in the paranormal community believe that limestone is deeply connected to paranormal activity. The story of the alleged curse on this statue comes from the 4 families who previously owned it, all of which met an untimely fate. After the first man acquired the statue, all 7 members of his family died within 6 years. The second man had a similar experience, with his entire family dying within 4 years. This unfortunate pattern continued, and then the third family to own it died within 4 years as well. The woman from the Lem disappeared for a while until the 4th and final family suffered at the hands of it. Sir Alan Biverbrook, alongside his wife and 2 daughters, passed away. His 2 surviving sons donated the statue to the Royal Scottish Museum. The woman from the Lem remains today behind protective glass at that very museum. And finally, in at number 1 we have the Anguishman. Is anyone really surprised that this piece of art is haunted? The Anguishman, an oil painting created by an unknown artist, is rivaled by the likes of Annabelle and the Dybbuk box for the most haunted item in the world. Story goes that the artist who created the horrifying piece actually mixed his own blood into the paint. Shortly after finishing the painting, he took his own life. The current owner, Sean Robinson, says that his grandma gave it to him with the warning that it is extremely dangerous. Ripe with paranormal activity, the painting is believed to be the source of a string of traumatic experiences for Sean and his family when they had it stored in their home. Sean would wake up to see a faceless figure standing in his bedroom, and his wife once woke up to something lying in bed with her. But the final straw was when their son was violently pushed down the stairs. Sean began posting videos of their paranormal activity online and garnered tons of attention. Rumors that this haunted painting was up for sale circulated the internet a few years back. Thankfully, this couldn't be further from the truth, as the Anguishman is still securely locked away to protect the world from its horrors. Coming in at number 5, we have Demon House Staircase. The Demon House in Gary, Indiana was the center of a docudrama in 2018. Zach Bagan tells the story of a family struggling with the hauntings and even possessions that happened in the home. It is claimed that the house contains around 200 spirits. The Gary Police Department investigated on numerous occasions, and priests even performed
Alright. I think my stuff's done, so I'm gonna hop off here and make my bed, and tomorrow we'll do what's tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow we'll do an extra long stream.
Okay.